Good afternoon. Today I would like to discuss with you the importance of adopting animals rather than purchasing them from breeders. In the United States, every year, a little bit more than 1.5 million dogs and cats in shelters are euthanized. Many of these animals were actually healthy, but due to overcrowding, they had to be euthanized. This problem could be significantly reduced if more people would adopt their pets rather than purchasing them from breeders. When you purchase an animal from a breeder, you run the risk of not knowing where these animals came from. They could have been abused, they could have come from puppy mills, and so on. A study done in 2017 by the Humane Society showed that 80% of dogs and cats euthanized each year were in healthy, perfect condition and could have gone to a home. This means that only 20% of these animals had pre-existing conditions and met the terms to be put down. If these animals could have been adopted, they could have lived. Adopting an animal often makes the difference between that animal's life or death. If you choose to adopt an animal, you are essentially saving your pet's life. This brings me to my next point, which is how you may unknowingly support puppy mills or the cruel, poor treatment that many bred animals endure. You never truly know, only sometimes, where the animal is coming from. This is a graphic content warning. These pictures may be found disturbing, so please skip ahead if you feel the need. These animals in these pictures come from backyard breeders, which are people who don't properly take care of the animals and they just care for the money. People often unknowingly buy from these people and are unknowingly supporting what they are doing. By purchasing from a breeder, you could possibly be supporting them. So it's better to just adopt an animal that already needs a home. This is my dog Peanut that my family bought back in 2009, and we thought that we knew where he was coming from, but a couple months later we actually found out that he came from a puppy mill. So this just goes to show that you don't always know where your dog or your cat or your companion came from. It can always happen to you. In a study done by the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, in an article titled Pet Statistics, they did a study that showed that 30% of animals that are bought from people who bred them went through some type of abuse. According to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, the cost of buying from a breeder on average is 5 times more expensive than adopting an animal. And not only is it another plus that you are saving money if you choose to adopt, but you are also choosing who you want to support and whether you support the cruel treatment of animals or rescuing an animal that needs a home. In an interview I conducted via email with Dr. Connie Cole, who has volunteered at shelters and rescued animals for a little more than 20 years, I asked her 3 questions. The first one being if she is more in favor of purchasing animals from people who bred them or from an adoption agency where these animals need to be rescued. She said that she is 100% in favor of adopting animals because these animals need people, and she never wants to support puppy mills or all these horrible places that she has had to go rescue animals from. She never wants to unknowingly support that. Another question that I asked was, how big of a problem are puppy mills? She said that they are a lot bigger of a problem than many people know, and every year in each state, many puppy mills are busted. These are only the ones that we know of. I also asked her what some things are that people can do to help these animals in shelters. She said that people can choose to buy or pay the adoption fee when they get their next animal instead of purchasing them from a breeder. She also said that you could bring things such as food or blankets for these rescued animals. In Mark Greenbour's article for the Humane Society, he found that he did a study that proved that many dog shows, they want their animals to be so purebred that many of the dogs are actually inbred and are born with many problems and handicaps. And he actually said that sometimes they are just killed off rather than even given to a shelter. So this picture right here shows some of those problems that they have, and that's just, we don't know what's actually going on behind this. We don't even know everything that's happening. So I will leave you with this question. What difference will you make? What animals will you help, and what animals will you save? And here is a list of my sources. Thanks so much for listening, and please make wise decisions on where you get your next friendly companion from. Thanks. Bye.